Welcome everybody to another episode of Recruitment Ops. I did it again. Today I'm with my good friend, client, and just my good friend, Anna Shepherd. I think this is going to be the hardest episode I've had to record of the show because Anna and I have been working together for 18 months or so, and we have a lot of fun together, We've been through quite a lot together, so this is going to turn into a therapy session, I think. But yes, Anna, thank you for coming on. Would you like to give a quick intro into you and your role and where you work?
Yeah, so I am the ops manager at Tile Hill, and I've been here for 4.5 years now, I would say. And I'm currently managing a team of 8 across the executive search and executive interim practice.
Nice. Interim's new to you as well, isn't it?
Brand new. Yeah, didn't have a Scooby like 2 months ago.
How's that been in the first instance?
It's been great. Yeah, it's been good to learn something new. It is completely different to search and everything that I'm used to.
Yeah.
So big learning curve, but good to try something new.
Yeah, nice. We'll go into that in a bit more detail a bit later on. I like to get folks to talk about, I guess, how they got into recruitment. You know, what was their journey like? Because you've worked at a couple of places now, right? On the recruitment front. So take me back to like how you even first got to hear about recruitment. Did you even know what it was when you were getting into it?
No, when I was younger, I never thought I would end up working in recruitment. But you know when you've got like your close circle of friends and you know they've got jobs, right, but you don't know what they actually do? Yeah. It was kind of like that for me. So one of my best friends, she worked in recruitment, she worked at Penna, and I was ready to leave where I was working at the time. And we were just chatting about it and she was like, I think you'd actually be great as a coordinator. And I was like, what is it that you do? So she told me all about it, and she was like, I actually need someone in the team. Obviously, I would be your manager. Like, how do you feel about that? Blah, 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 blah. Went and had an interview and got the job.
Yeah.
And started working with my best mate, which was amazing.
What was that like as having your best mate as a manager?
It was sick.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, I had a great time. I previously was working in a dental practice, so I was managing 2 clinics. So going from working in East Dulwich, in between NHS and private practice, going to work up London, city girl and all that, I was like, this is completely new. Didn't know anything about recruitment. Obviously I had like admin experience and diary management, all that kind of stuff. But it blew my mind going into Penna. It was a huge company. Yeah. There was all these teams, there was all these people. And yeah, it was great. I had an amazing time there. I learned everything that I needed to about being a coordinator, made some really good friends. Yeah, it was great.
A lot of people say starting out their careers in like bigger recruitment agencies always gives them like a foundational education in recruitment because they're usually structured, there's a good onboarding and all that sort of stuff. Was that the case for you at Penna? What was that like?
Yeah, it was. And I think it was probably easier because I had that familiarity of working with my friend. But the team there were great, you know, all the admin girls there were amazing. We all got on really, really well and supported each other. It was really busy. It was crazy busy there. Yeah. And I remember they won this like massive restructure campaign. And they were like, Anna, we're going to put you on it. And I was like, I've only been here a couple of weeks. I don't know what I'm doing. And I remember having like 7 or 8 long lists on one day and just sheets and sheets of paper. Like, because obviously you're in the office 5 days a week. This is before COVID. And it was mental, but yeah, it was great.
Do you think it would have been different, kind of moving into recruitment or learning the job if it was post-COVID and it was all like work from home, lockdown vibes?
Yeah, completely different. Yeah,
definitely. Probably less drinking on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
So when you were a coordinator, was that specifically on the search side again?
Yeah. It was all exec search. That's all I'd ever known. I've always worked with either the general public or, you know, customer service, that kind of thing. So that's always been the key thing for me, is making sure that people have a good experience and they're happy. That's it really, yeah.
Yeah. Whilst you were at Penna, were there any interesting projects or changes that you guys went through? Did you join did you come to Tower Hill after Penna?
Yes.
And were you at Penna when it was lockdown and COVID?
Yes.
Yeah. So on the run up, we'll talk COVID in a minute, but were there any projects or big bits of work that you got involved with internally from like an ops standpoint?
No.
Or was it just you had a job and that was it?
I had a job and that was it.
Yeah.
We were just delivering. We were just in the thick of it. I mean, yeah, when COVID hit, that was weird because they always said that, you know, admin, you can't work from home.
Right.
Ops can't do their job working from home. You have to come in 5 days a week, you know, and I think it was like that across many companies, you know, and businesses. So yeah, they always said that. And I remember when COVID happened and we were like packing up, we're like, oh, we'll be back in a week, you know.
Yeah.
So naive, we're going to be back, you know, what's going on? And we were excited to work from home. We were like, this is going to be weird, this is going to be new. And then, yeah, how long was it? It was long old time. Yeah, it was crazy. And it was hard. That was hard, you know, not going into the office every day, not working with the people that you liked working with and learning how to do your job working from home.
Yeah.
And I guess how they manage that as well, because that was all new to them.
Yeah. I feel sorry for anyone that was managing people at that time, because I was managing people in lockdown and I definitely turned into the worst version of myself.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you up to? What are you
That's
doing?
the thing,
What
yeah.
are you up to? What are you doing?
It's like, are you actually working?
Yeah, and it was so much nervousness as well, because you just didn't know what was going to happen, right? And the agency I worked at, we didn't furlough anyone. We were like, right, let's try and win. While everyone else is furloughing their staff, we're going to try and win and cover the market. But you couldn't help but think, oh God, the interviews are dropping off, the jobs are being pulled, and it just got a bit weird. What was your biggest lesson learned from starting to work from home? What advice would you give someone who's about to start a job where they're hybrid and working from home?
Yeah, I guess, well, what I learned is that we can work from home very effectively, and it's actually probably a bit more productive. Advice for anyone new who's been in the office and is now doing like a hybrid role working from home is just to check in a lot, you know, because I think it can be, you know, mental health, you've got to look after yourself, getting out for walks, making sure you're taking regular breaks. It's so easy when you're working from home and you're working on projects and you're working to deadlines and you're trying to multitask just to get carried away, and you don't look at the time and you realise, oh, it's, you know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you've not ate anything, you've not left your desk. So I would definitely say like having a routine, getting out and creating those relationships, you know, as best you can, and with your teammates, so that you can ring up and say, you know, should we go into the office tomorrow, because, you know, I'm feeling like a prisoner home.
I mean, we've done that so many times, been on calls from the morning and gone, and like I remember one of the early on when we were working on the search projects, I remember we'd been on calls for like 4 hours, and then you went and we were going between calls and you said to me, so can I go for a week?
I was literally like, can I just
go for a walk?
I've been holding it for an hour.
Because we were going from like meeting with leadership teams, meeting with the coordinators, then we would go to meeting with like the vendors or the products, and we were like back-to-back calls. And honestly, if you hadn't said it, then I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have gone for a wee, or I wouldn't have gone to go get some more
I just
water.
wanted a cup of tea. You know, sitting there just like parched.
Honestly, I'm not a fan of working from home. You know, I've never been a fan of working from home, but now that I'm a lot busier and I've got loads of internal projects on, I literally long for the day that I'm working from home. Really? I was meant to be doing an audit on Wednesday. The client hasn't come back with the contract signed yet, and they've gone ghost on me. So I'm guessing it's not happening, right? It's the first time ever it's happened to me.
Just no reply.
No reply. But like 2.5 years, 3 years, never happened to me before. Honestly, normally I'd be so mad, right? It's a day's work, it's a day's money. But I'm actually a little bit excited about having a whole Wednesday back, to myself, just so that I can...
It's like when you've been really busy and you're back to back, and then you have like a big meeting cancelled, and you're like, yes.
Oh, wonderful. All right, cool. So started off at Penna, big business, in the thick of it, individual contributor, 5 days in the office, went through COVID. How... COVID for you personally, COVID for you professionally, was it a good or a bad thing?
Wasn't ideal.
Okay.
No. I think there was just so much change and there was so much panic. And, you know, it was just, I didn't enjoy working from home at that point. I just think it was just really difficult. And I found it difficult personally, going from being in the office 5 days a week to then, you know, being kind of shut off and isolated. And I struggled a bit, and I think it also gives you time for reflection on your role. And I'd been working at Penna for nearly 4 years at that point, and I knew there was no progression for me. I knew that, you know, I wouldn't be able to be promoted to a senior, like, and I kind of felt like I started to get that feeling of, oh, I've kind of done everything here now that I can. And I had, as I said, you know, I had such an amazing time there, but I had started to get those thoughts of, you know, maybe I should move on.
Yeah, and you know, I get so many messages from lots of people going, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure about my role at the moment, not sure how it fits in. And so I speak to ops people all the time about, you know, what to do next, or how to have the conversation with their boss or their team to be like, oh, I want to try and do more of this, more of that. But sometimes there just isn't a route to go. I mean, we all work in recruitment. There's a reason why people move around, right? So, along came Tile Hill. Yeah. How did that come about? And let's talk about like the early days.
Yeah, so I was talking to, so we had a couple of people that used to work at Penna that had moved over to Tile Hill, and I was still in contact with them. And, you know, there was only 2 people in the ops team at that time. So it was, Jackie and Bex were kind of setting up the processes there and all of that. And, just reached out. And I think that they were shocked that I think they thought that I would always just stay at Penna. But had a couple of conversations, and I was like, their values aligned with mine so much. And because they were a smaller business and they wanted to grow and create something amazing, you know, I was like, this is a really good opportunity for me. And if I don't take this, I'm going to regret it, because I can see that there's going to be a progression route here. And I don't know what that looks like. And maybe I was trying to run before I could walk, but I could see like there was that opportunity there. Told my mate, and off I popped.
Off you popped. So do you think when people are like weighing up decisions to move, right? Sometimes people make a decision to move for an extra $5,000 a year or an extra day from home. I mean, your reason for moving was obviously super well balanced, but it came from a professional development lens. How did you just know straight away that it was going to be a growing business, or was it purely that like value alignment with Jackie and Bex that you were like, well, if they're doing it and they've told me that this is what's happening, then I believe it? Where did that?
It was kind of both, because I can't remember how many people were working, you know, when I joined, but it can't have been more than about 15, I would say.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
it was small, and it was
exciting.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have to check that, but you know, there was 2 people. Okay? It was me and Dave. But it was small. And I remember thinking like, it was both. You know, I met with Greg as part of the interview process.
Oh, of course.
I met with Dave as well. And it was just their real, like, it's going to sound so cheesy.
Go on.
But it was just their love for it. And it was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to work here. Yeah, it was just really exciting. So it was everything really,
I mean, Dave is a very passionate person.
Passionate, that's the word I'm looking
definitely
for.
Passionate, very passionate, and like very goal driven, isn't he? Anyone listening, we're big fans of the David. We're in the David Weir fan club, so we enjoy working with Dave. And Greg, obviously. So Greg is MD for the executive search business. So were you the first coordinator going into that exec search division?
No, Bex was there. Bex was there.
And then so Jackie was doing interim, Bex was doing search, and then you came in as an additional coordinator for search. And what was that like? Like 6 months in, were you like, fuck yeah, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be like? Or were you like, oh, okay, like it was a bit different, but okay? Yeah,
I don't want to be like, I'm a positive person, right? But it genuinely was like, it was everything I wanted. It was so good. You're laughing because you know what I'm like.
I know what you're like. I know what you're like.
It genuinely was, because Bex and I just bonded straight away. And we worked so well together.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
and it was just amazing. And I remember one of the first times, I think it might have been like my first or second day, and I remember like chatting to like Dave and that and Greg, and they were like, we want your opinions, you know. And I was like, what? I was like, they're like, yeah, like we're going to be a growing business. We want your input. We want your say. We, you know. And they really listened to what I had to say. So I remember giving an idea, and they're like, yeah, do it, put it in place. I was like, what? You know, like what's happening? Yeah.
That's the big. What do you think that was the biggest difference with like working at a big shop versus
because
a startup-y type vibe?
Yeah, because where I was working before, they had everything already set up, and it was working for them. You know, I just joined in, slotted in, learnt their processes, and just kind of was along for the ride and along for the learning of it all. And then coming here, it was like, okay, this is what we've implemented so far, but this is what we need to get to. How can we make our processes smoother? You know, our main focus is always, you know, candidate client experience. You know, and that's a real big thing for me. And it's like, okay, how are we gonna improve that? How can we not improve, but how can we always push and strive to, you know, be the best of the best?
Yeah, you are a very positive person. And we've needed that positivity in some of the work we've done together. But you are a very positive person, and you do have that like customer service, like I don't know what the word is, like lens on it all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that marries up really nicely with the fact that Tyler Hill are always about CX and candidate client experience. So it was everything you dreamed of and more. 6 months in.
It was because everyone was so lovely.
Yeah.
Everyone was just so welcoming. And as I said, I think the whole like opinion piece and wanting your input and having your saying being listened to, it gave me an extra layer of like, oh, there's like more responsibility here, and I could already see that. So that was really, really exciting.
Was it a confidence builder as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you just start feeling like?
Then I was just like, bang, bang, bang. No, I'm joking.
Just sending out agendas. Hey, Dave, got an idea.
No.
But that is good. I mean, that is nice, because I guess the difference, if you're an ops person, I think there are two types of ops people. I think there are very good process operators. So you come in, this is the steps you gotta follow. Here's a check guide, here's a checklist, here's a guide, and you not to sound like I'm putting anyone down, but you can make processes idiot proof, right? Like, click here, press here, if this, then that, right?
Scribe.
Yeah, scribe guides. We've had a few scribe guides. But you can have like those guys, and that's fine. Like at a junior level, I think that's good. Even at a senior level, they're good.
Yeah.
But I think like the ops people I enjoy working with the most are like, they're really smooth operators that are like, they get what a process is. I just said smooth operator.
Yeah, I really want to sing it.
Yeah.
I'm not funny.
But like they can follow a process and they can execute a process, but whilst they're doing that, they're constantly going, is that right? Is it aligned to what we're trying to achieve? And I think that helps you develop more rounded as a professional. How many years are you into your time at Tyler Hill now?
About 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
So you came in as a search coordinator, and now you're looking after interim and search ops team.
Yeah, a bit mental that, isn't it?
Yeah, some journey.
Yeah.
Are you still delivering?
I wasn't.
Yeah.
So, as you know, my counterpart in interim has gone off on mat leave, which is why I've taken on her team and I'm learning all things interim. I forgot what the question was.
Are you still delivering?
Right,
you were up until recently,
so I was up until recently.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I took that on, I had a team of 7.
Yeah.
And I had to step away from delivery. Recently recruited another coordinator into the search side of the business. So now I have a team of 8. So I'm kind of like assisting him with his training. Along the way, so I wouldn't say I'm fully delivering, no, but I'm keeping a toe in.
Yeah. And that's important, right? Like, because I think
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've always got to keep a toe into stuff. I think you can't. I don't think you can be an efficient, effective ops leader without keeping yourself like a little bit in the trenches.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, unless it's a giant business with well-established processes. But I think whilst it's like growing, I think it's definitely tough. When we say delivering to anyone who's listening, it's being the coordinator on a specific search, delivering long list campaigns, etc. Your search team. Let's start with search team first.
Yeah.
The search team have got a special place in my heart. It's the first team I worked with very closely. So Bex, Ella, Mrs. Worldwide, and Avi HG. And we went through a lot of change.
We did.
We went through a lot of change together. Sometimes it's hard to remember the original reason we set out on some of those projects because they were so complicated and took so long.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the search stuff that we did. Do you want to give us a quick overview on the stuff that we worked on?
Yeah, so we did a whole review of the search process from the very beginning to the very end of a process. And we kind of took it back to basics to look at, okay, what's going well, what is annoying, what's frustrating, how can we improve that? I think one of the main ones was moving our kind of invoicing process. So a load of spreadsheets, still using them, need to get rid. But we implemented timesheet portal, which, as you know, is like set up for an interim side of the business, and we kind of moulded it and made it fit for search invoicing. So that was a huge process, wasn't it? That was very complicated. Yeah.
So timesheet portal have got the recruitment module, and then they got like a projects module, which is it's more meant to be for project management or professional services automation. Yeah. But yes, we've had to customize it and make it and configure it to fit the exact Tile Hill search way. It was a big change. Like, I mean, there were loads of spreadsheets that went in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Proposals log.
Oh gosh.
Proposals log. We went proposals log. What other proposals log? Invoicing. The general search sheet, anyway. The revenue reporting.
There was just so many random ones, to be fair, that was on there. So
interview tracking, was it the interview tracking sheet that we had?
Yeah.
So the aim was to get everything onto systems.
Yeah.
So what systems are your search team working on right now? What do they use day to day?
So job adder.
Yep.
Timesheet portal. Xero. I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. There we go. That's it now.
Yeah. Six spreadsheets down to 3 core systems.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult piece on all of the projects we did for search? What was the hardest, do you think? And what would you do differently?
It would be the timesheet portal one.
Yeah.
That was massive. That was huge. There was a lot of backdating. There was a lot of to-ing and fro-ing to get it to work for how we wanted it to. There was delays in like some of the config on it, the consultant name mapping, all of that stuff. I mean, that's only been tied up like
recently,
last month.
Yeah.
So that took a while. What would I do differently? It's hard to say because I think you can plan and try to think of all the things that could happen, all the things that could go wrong, but there's always going to be stuff that comes up, right, that you're not going to be ready for or prepared for.
Yeah.
The main thing for me is just like you're stuck in as a team, you're working together, everyone's involved, everyone's on the same page, and when things do go wrong, you have that attitude of, okay, this has happened, but why has it happened? How can we fix it? And how do we stop it from happening again?
Yeah.
And having a positive attitude towards that and, around that process and just taking it for as it is, like you can't throw your toys out the pram and, get annoyed and, there's no point. Like, it's just, I think it's part of the process. And I think any time you're trying to change processes and things like that, you've got to be able to just go with the flow a bit.
Yeah.
And take it as it comes.
Yeah. You've been very, behind closed doors, you and I have effed and blind about a few things.
Don't think so.
Behind the scenes. But it is important that when you're the face and delivering the projects or, leading or being the point person, you do need to be calm, positive, etc. Now, I don't think you're saying you can smile your way through problems, but
no.
It definitely helps if you're smiling whilst you're going through this stuff, because otherwise everyone loses faith, right?
Yeah. You can say there's a problem. Yeah. You're not trying to sugarcoat it. You're not trying to, just gloss over it or put a plaster on it.
Yeah.
You can say that you need to acknowledge that there's the problem, but I think it's just how you deal with it. And I think having a positive attitude towards it is so helpful.
Yeah.
Like, it really is, because it's not the worst thing. Like, we're not saving lives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So just, you just got to work together.
It's not that deep.
It's not that
It's not that deep. And you'll work it out as a team. And as a team,
Yeah.
you're more likely to work it out quicker and better and faster than
If you want to go
do on your own.
and scream into a pillow and come back,
Yeah.
take 5.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
Take 5. Take 5 is
Take
better.
5, come back.
Take 5. Let's regroup. I mean, the girls, you've done a really good job with bringing the girls along for the ride. You know, I've witnessed that firsthand, and I would say a lot of that comes down to there's a lot of respect between all of you, and I think you do all get along, and I think that does make a difference. You're very aware of your team, what they're good at, what their areas for improvement might be, and so you're very good at bringing them along. But if you were to give someone who's listening some tips around, they've got a team, they're about to go through loads of change, what top tips would you give them to make sure that the team are on board and everyone's pulling in the same direction?
I would say that when you're first talking about these changes that are going to happen, taking the time to check in with each of them, because change is scary.
Yeah.
And, you know, your initial reaction is going to be panic, fear, why are we doing this? We don't need to, you know, why are you trying to fix something that's not broken? And if you're pulling people through that fear and then into like a little growth zone, you know, you're doing it together. But I do think people react to change differently, but especially with my team, like I knew who I would need to check in on and be like, okay, how are you feeling today about this? Like, what's going on? So I think having regular check-ins, having group calls about it, and airing any frustrations that you've got together. So I think creating a space where you can go, all right, this is cropped up. You know, this is our first bump in the road. How are we going to deal with it? How are we feeling? Like, and just talking about that and making that normal throughout the process. What we done as a search team is we put in some meetings.
We can talk about the name of the meeting.
Search Queen Slay.
Search Queen
Our little
Slay.
SQS meetings, and we would meet up in person every 6 weeks, and it was literally an opportunity for the team to be like, right, this is what's going really well with what we've put in place. This is frustrating me. This could be better. How can we improve this? So it was really a bit of like a brainstorming session.
Yeah.
And I think that's been working really well, and the team have responded great to that. So that's what I would recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Let's move on to talk a little bit about the interim side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So completely new to you.
Yeah.
It was great that obviously you see the leadership team thought you'd be a good person to take that on and try and I guess bring them along for some change that they're going through at the moment. So you went from 1 year of lots of change coming straight into another year into in a discipline of recruitment that you, like you said, haven't got a Scooby about. How's that been? How have you steeled yourself? What are you doing to prep for yourself? How are you feeling about it now?
Do you know what? Sometimes you just got to wing things, right?
Yeah.
And you've just got to go with the flow. And I've been in peril at times, don't get me wrong. I've been in the trenches.
Peril.
It's been a learning curve, it has. But it's been amazing because it's opened my eyes to this is how the other side of the business works. And what they do, what that team does, is amazing. The amount they work on, the way they work on it. Interim is so different to search. With search, you can plan and you know what's hitting when. You might get curveballs, but you know the process. You've got time. You build those relationships over longer periods with clients, with candidates. Whereas interim, it's so fast paced, and there's so much to it, and there's all these nuances. So it's been really, really interesting. But I have absolutely adored getting close to the interim operations team. That has been incredible. They are amazing, and yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and you feeling positive about it?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. Always.
I knew the answer to that.
Yeah, I am feeling positive about it. I mean, we've had some testing times, I'd say, with some of the projects that have been going on.
Yeah.
But again, it's coming together as a team and just working together really.
Yeah, nice. And for anyone that's listening who might be inheriting a team, maybe they're going into a new role, or maybe they're getting a team internally, what have you done intentionally to, I guess, make sure that you build those good relationships with the team or set some expectations? What have you done with the team specifically from a people management perspective to help that?
Yeah, I had a good relationship with the team anyway, but obviously I didn't work with them every day or anything like that. So Just jumping on more calls, having one-to-ones. You know, not long after I became their manager, I had their like quarterly review, so I had some really good sessions with them. I think understanding how they work and what's important to them, and where maybe they might feel that they want more development and training was really important. But actually, I just got everyone together and took them out for a social, and we just had a laugh and we switched off. We had
I haven't even asked about how that went.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
So that was the entire ops team. So that's everyone
that was the whole of ops.
So
we just and marketing. So we were like, let's just bring everyone together. Because they have been working so hard, and it was really lovely to be able to do that. So yeah, I think just spending time and understanding them, and just that they're so supportive of one another. You know, if someone has a question, you know, Liv is like, you know, she'll be like, I'm on it, I can help, I can fix this. You've got Chloe, she's like, yeah, no, I've sorted that, I'll do all of this for you. You've got Leanne, who's like, yeah, no, I'm going to fix all of this track, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And Shireen, and they're just brilliant. So
it's been great. Well, I mean, I'm in that group chat with them now, and I see everyone jumping in or mucking in and sharing advice and stuff.
Yeah,
it's definitely the team's group chat that I'm in with the most kisses that are shared.
We do love the kisses.
Everything's got a kiss at the end. I even found myself the other day going, kiss.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, we talked about some of the projects that we've been on. I would say, having worked closely with you for 18 months, I think it is 18 months that we've been hanging out together, laughing on Teams calls together, basically. I would say you've had to go through quite a big spike of like learning and stuff, but you've taken it in your stride.
Thanks.
What can you leave for our for people that are listening? So anyone who's in ops at the moment who might be in a role where they're just going through the process, you know, they are process operators, they're just doing processes, but they might move to a role where they've got loads of projects to do, or their agency might be on the cusp of launching loads of different projects and they may be feeling nervous about it. What top 3 bits of advice would you give to someone who's about to go on the same journey that you've been on in the last 18 months? Because it is very impressive what you've done in the last 18 months and you should be very proud of it.
Thank you.
What would you say?
I would say, it's hard. There's a lot. I would say
write memoirs.
Be prepared for things to go wrong. Okay, don't try and think that it's going to be all smooth sailing, and it's hard to prepare for that. That sounds a bit crap to say actually, but like just know that there's going to be bumps. Take 5, come back.
Take 5
and come back.
Yeah.
Express how you're feeling. If you're, because it can be stressful. It is pressure. So yeah, really check in with your teammates, check in with your manager. Just talk about how it's feeling, how it's going, how it can be further improved, and don't be scared to give your opinion and speak up for, you know, you're the ones doing the doing. So you know if something's going to be frustrating or not work very well, or you know, have your say. Don't be scared to put your thoughts forward.
Yeah. Okay. Banging. So that was be prepared for things to not go to plan. Take 5 if you need to and come back because things are going to go wrong, no problem. Open comms with your manager, your team, with everyone. Make sure everyone's super clear on their feelings.
Yeah.
And then more specifically towards the end, the last one you said there was speak your mind specifically around the processes that you're working on and the projects that you're working on. If you are the person that is the operator, the doing, then you need to have an opinion on it and don't be shy to do it. Because actually, if you don't, and they go live with something new, and then you bring it up, it's just going to look bad for all involved.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd also say ask to be involved. Yeah. Like if there's stuff going on, and you may not have specifically been asked for it, you know, it could be management that's rolling it out. It could, you know, but if you've got an interest in it, I think definitely ask to be involved because it's so important when you're the ones who are doing it every day, day in, day out. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have leadership or sales put in a new system that ops team are going to use. It just doesn't work. I see that all the time actually when I'm in my travels. I did a skit on it as well where the founder is like, I just bought a new system but no one's using it. And then I asked him, all right, did you speak to them about it? They're like, no.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Were they involved in the requirements gathering? Nah. Did you at least buy them training? Nah.
Nothing.
I don't know why they're not using it. It's ridiculous. Okay. We're going to do our best to talk about AI and tech.
I haven't had the brain space.
For the
Come
next
on.
7 minutes, we're going to try and talk about AI and tech.
Yeah.
I've been asking everyone because I think it's interesting actually because Tile Hill aren't they're not like a tech hungry business. You know, like sometimes I go into agencies and there's like, you know, more licenses than headcount everywhere. Everyone's got new whizzy tools and stuff. You guys are very clear on how you work. You've got your processes. Some of that's been systemized now. Some more technology is being integrated with one another now, so you've got better data, all that sort of stuff. But it's not hugely like, you know, not everyone's coming to you saying, "Oh, I need this AI," or "I need this AI." It's starting to come up now, though.
It is, yeah. We're starting to talk about it now.
Yeah.
I still find it all it still blows my mind, all this stuff, right? Like I was it was a little while ago, but it weren't that long ago, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I was like, Copilot, what? I've got Copilot now.
Yeah.
And I started asking it something, and I was like, no, this is wild. Like, what is happening? And I was like, and yeah, it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're starting to talk about AI now. I said that really weird, didn't I? AI. So I'm like,
I'm keeping it in as well.
It's like Boris Johnson.
Yeah. AI.
AI.
Right, go on.
Yeah. So we're starting to talk about it now.
Yeah.
But I think we need to keep the human element as much as possible because, as I've said many times, candidate experience, client experience is so important. And I think it's those relationship, building piece that kind of makes Tile Hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely talking more about how it could assist us in certain parts of the business.
Yeah. So there's a lot of folks that think, no, let's talk about what you just said there. So you said specifically keeping the human element in.
Yeah.
If we take, let's say, like the search side, because you know that bit so well. Search folks or search candidates and clients have so many touch points, right? I'm sure it's the same for other recruitment businesses that do executive search. So you've got relationships with the consultants, and then you've got, the researchers, you've got the coordinators that are booking interviews, arranging stuff. There's so many touch points to leave a nice lasting effect. If you were to look at the search process, for example, now and say, what bit could AI or some automation actually do that you think wouldn't impact service? Is there any part of your workflow, that search workflow, that you think?
Yeah, I think maybe the beginning stages of the process, so like sift documents, reporting, potentially research, to a certain degree. But yeah, definitely the kind of reporting side of things. Yeah. Yeah,
it must be so manual having to put some of those things together.
Yeah.
Okay. AI and tech
AI done.
AI and tech chat done. What's on the agenda for 2026 for you, for Tile Hill, for your journey? Anything that you particularly want to do? Saying yes to more things is something you said to me you're doing, hence why you're on this.
I know.
Very good.
I actually nearly threw up when you said about doing this. Saying yes to more things.
Yeah.
I just really want to learn the interim side of the business inside out, and just working with the teams to carry on, with the change. There's more change coming. There's new processes that are going to be coming into play very, very soon. So that's going to be the focus for 2026, is just to implement that as smoothly as possible.
Yeah.
With the incredible ops team that I have, I'm very, very lucky. And that's about it, really. Hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
Hope for the best, yeah.
And if it goes wrong, take 5.
Just take 5.
Take 5 and come back in. All right, wicked.
Sweet.
Sweet as a nut.